A little technical issue here, but it's fine, we've not lost anything. So, now that we have done all that we could do here, let's just go and explore around. We can send the scout away. Something there. We've got access to fuel here, but we don't have access to supplies. So I'd like to find a place that sells supplies for us. We've got 5 units right now. So we can afford to explore quite a bit, but... place of bleak rocks, rosy mists and unwanted relics. What is that? It's just a place? Carrington Remedial School. Can we not dock here? I guess not. Okay. This is an unloved span of the sky, where London abandons the things she would rather forget. Oh, that's a wonder. His own self, a crewman sniffs, the very biggest of bends. What happened, big boy? Big boy Ben got absolutely shredded. What? There's no fume coming from that dreadnought. It's not a dreadnought. We want distance so that we are able to dodge. Come on. That's a good shot. I don't know how hard the fights are supposed to be in here. Not ideal. It's much faster than us. Makes the fight a bit hard. We are midlife, but it's fuming. Come on. We lost life, but we were not hit by anything. I'm confused. That's very bad. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. The dreadnought rocks like an empty cradle. It had been colonized by the guests, a wormy, lonely species that craved the warmth of inhabited places. But one guest calls others. Soon every inch of the engine was filled with slug-like worms and the crew were crushed. We could search it for valuables. We need hull. That was so costly. Oh, but we know there's something of value here. Well, so we need to find somewhere to repair the hull, in addition to somewhere that sells supplies. Well, we also know just finding marauders could work, so we can use their hull to repair. It's discovered nothing. Oh, jeez. It was saying that London puts things it does not care about here, so I am not expecting to find a place to repair my ships in there. Anyway, if I want to repair my ship, that's something we could only do at New Winchester in the Reach. So what I want to find is London, which I guess is the main place from here. How do I... There. Is London right in the middle? It sounds likely. What's that? Cantankerous? Sure looks like it, but it's too fast. It would be unwise to fight it anyway. Okay. It is in fact a cantankerous. Oh yeah? You! I expected it to go the other way. Thank God we had recovered some hull. Otherworldly artifacts, sure. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, difficulty has been upped a notch. Well, that enemy we just fought, the cantankerous, is okay. That's an easy enemy. However, the guest ship before, that sounded quite strong. We almost died. Okay, so we want to go towards the middle. I sure hope London is in the middle of the map. I would expect it to be the case. I don't want to use my scouts because my supplies are not too high. Ryan Inventive Engineering Co. Okay. Which is arranged. Oh, come on. An unfinished fringe of London. Something about it being unoccupied. Ah. Okay, good time to send a scout away, I guess. Something? A station. We go. Please be able to repair my hull. I see green, but... Okay, here. No? No. Let's go towards the green, I guess. It did say London, so I guess we are there. Ah, right. St. Dominic's Station. Don't come any closer. I don't trust anyone anymore. Not when I have 2 whole points. The ministry's monitors. St. Dominic's Station is thick with crowds. A brass band plays. The cause of the excitement is an unfamiliar locomotive in imperial blue. A delicate gleaming craft whose elongated nose houses an array of lenses. A top-hatted official from the Ministry of Public Decency is delivering a speech. The first of a fleet of new monitor-class locomotives. They will be Her Majesty's watchdogs, scouring the skies for the enemies of Albion. The crowd cheers. Well, most of them. Take a tour of the new engine. Lend your voice to the protests. Not all the crowd are enthusiastic. A disparate mix of proletariat, academics and bohemians heckle the speaking official. If you're willing to wait in line, you might be allowed a few minutes inside. Yeah, I'm gonna scout it because maybe I want to buy that exact model. Right? I don't expect a lowly captain such as me would be able to, but the monitor's hull is curved to deflect incoming rounds, but its plating is much lighter than that of a London dreadnought. The bridge is crammed with state-of-the-art sensory equipment. You put your eye to the main scope and it flings your sight through the monitor's precisely aligned lenses, and away to a distant stretch of the sky. The stars are bright and close. You step back, bumping into a control panel. Careful, warns a watchful crewman. That's the gun. Just one? You ask. He grins. Oh, she only needs the one. Is that some kind of death laser? Huh? A visit from a gloomy middleman. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings than a long-faced man in a battered coat approaches your locomotive and asks for a moment of your time. This story was unlocked because you have affiliation villainy at 3 or more. And so it begins. Oh great. I didn't know events could proc based on that. That's nice. Hear what he has to say. He fiddles with the bent brim of his hat as you approach, his face as solemn as a basset hound. His voice is nasal, his eyes grey. I will not wish you a good day. You are a person of intelligence, and the day is manifestably miserable. I myself am newly affected by the gout, which has made my mornings a parade of wretchedness. No doubt you have your own misfortunes into which I will not pry. Instead, let us move to the happier subject of business. I have heard amenable things about you from several mutual acquaintances. My employer may have work for you. Profitable work, but perilous and profoundly illegal. He's quite open about it. Should you be interested, seek me at the Admiral Benbow Inn here in London. With that, he takes his leave, tutting at the thickness of the fog before he dons his crooked hat and vanishes into the crowd. So we can learn about smuggling. Okay. St. Dominic's Station, London's chief station, draped in Union Jacks and studded with bronze busts of Her Renewed Majesty. The platforms crowd with people. If the throne of ours is London's heart, this is its carotid artery. Where may I repair my... Yeah, the yards. Let's go there right away. I feel so ill at ease. Its engineers will conduct brisk locomotive repairs for visiting captains, but their chief responsibility is the production of small but essential components used by a dozen different engine manufacturers. Repair the locomotive. The steam and sapphire engineers are brisk and no nonsense. Just give word and the payment, and they'll set about your battered engine like bees on lavender. Actually, can I buy a new locomotive instead? Doesn't look like it. We'll repair the hull. Cost us 114 sovereigns. I feel so much better now. The fatalistic signalman looking up an old friend. The only address the signalman has for his friend is Shed 4 at the yards. Sure, let's go. He will only reveal her first name, Charlotte. Unfortunately, Shed 4 is off limits, ringed with a wire fence and under the guard of a pinched watchman and his barely tamed hounds. We could trade an artifact for access. Okay, that's a bribe. Force the bookkeeper to range access. 3. The new street line's gratitude. We just give another worldly artifact, that's fine. The watchman is a hoarder with a morbid curiosity about the indigenous occupants of the high wilderness. The watchman coos at your gift and adds it to the incomprehensible jumble of objects crowding his shelves. It goes between a roll of crackling parchment, which he claims originated in the library of the scribe's spinsters, and a reverie skull. He waves you through, and the crumbling dogs watch petulantly as you sidle past. Shed 4 is a huge storehouse. Beams of solemn starlight slant from grubby windows in the roof. The hulks of old locomotives rust here, from battered tugs to fat old liners, once packed with emigrating Londoners. The signalman heads off between the wrecks. The signalman stops before a stately old wreck with flaking navy blue paint. This is her. None worked harder on the Isambard line than she did. You look at the nameplate. A Charlotte guest. Ah, look how they left her, he says gloomily. That's not right. You tidy up. You put things in order. You turn the lights off and close up before you go. She deserved better than this. We could purchase her remains and give them to the new street line. I don't even know what the new street line is. She'll never fly again, but her bones and her sinews could be put to good use. The new street line has engines to maintain. Be in favor with the line. And we'd need 2k sovereigns. Okay. Arrange for her to be put on display in a museum. That sounds much nicer. Her wood is riddled with worms. Even if you can restore her, you'll need someone with influence who can recommend a more loaded resting place. Need 3 bronze wood. Does it expand our cryptic benefactor, or... I guess it would make the signalman quite happy if we did that. Okay, well. You leave the rustling corpses behind. Shed 4 was too hushed and still. The bustle of the yards is a welcome relief. Okay. Macquarie's tobacco shop. They sign over the door. The sign over the door once read Macquarie and Son Find Tobacco. But since then someone has crossed out the word find in a fit of honesty. The sign over the door once read, I read that already. Then on a separate, more ominous occasion they have crossed out and Son. Gee. But shoot. The building is embarked on a rapid descent into squalor. The paint peels. The windows are caked with grime. Inspect the wares or return to the yards. Let's inspect it. Macquarie watches suspiciously as you examine his shelves. The selection is unimpressive, as is the quality. Neither Albion nor the Reach has found a genuinely good replacement for tobacco, though increasingly printing smokers have tried lighting up virtually every example of Skyflora that has been discovered. Right, with London being lifted to the skies, there are no more importations from old Earth, I guess? Can we not reach the Earth anymore? I don't know. A few skyfarers mill about, examining the lower grade flavors and speculating on exactly what Macquarie is cutting them with today. The more expensive brands are untouched in their glass cases. You'd wonder how this place managed to stay open. if it weren't for the fact he's so obviously on the brink of closure and probably collapse. We can only depart, okay. You make your way through the smog, which glows with the amber light of the distant clockwork sun. Investigate rumors of an underground railway. You've heard of a less than legal organization operating out of the Siemens fire yards. Reach out through your criminal contacts. You have friends in low places, perhaps you know something. Investigate the organization yourself. Let's use our contacts here, obviously. I don't think it will use them up. They pay for information and may offer work to the bold, the clever, and those willing to displease Her Majesty. Your connections are reluctant to talk. I hear the deniables have been sniffing about. Less known, the better. London's deniable constables, the plainclothes instruments of Her Majesty's displeasure, are a persistent superstition of the underclasses. Eventually, a dubious rag and bone man directs you to one of the engine houses. Talk to the bookkeeper. He'll see you right. You have heard about the New Street line, right? That's them. He occupies a tiny, smoky office, cobbled together from corrugated iron sheets in the back of one of the engine sheds. It is stacked with nicotine-stained account books and boxes full of oily brackets. The bookkeeper looks up as you enter and gestures to a chair. You could chat, depart, trade for stuff, win his trust. Okay. Let's chat with him. He offers you a cup of tea, savagely stewed and swimming with sugar. Ugh. Heresy. He is deaf but content to communicate through sign language. Because we know it. Our message is scribbled on a pad of paper. Yeah, that's more like it. Obliquely, he explains that he does additional work for an organization unaffiliated with the government, which has an urgent need for up-to-date reports on other parts of Albion. His patrons will pay for such intelligence to be brought to them, rather than the ministry. What's more, he implies, earning the organization's trust might open the possibility of additional work. Deliver Albion port reports to the stalwart bookkeeper to receive rewards. We did not manage to get one at the bit between. Okay. Right, so we need 4 gratitude from him. I would expect that to be 4 port reports.